Once upon a time, sometime in October, this month, the month that we're in right now, October 9th to be exact, that is where this story begins. Outside, the leaves were changing colors, the sun was bright. Actually, come to think of it, it was like 5 or 6 a.m. and it was raining outside at the time, so I have no clue what the colors of the leaves were. I don't really go outside regardless. That's not the point though. Our story begins on Wasteland Night, a perfect setting for such a massacre. This is the story of how I got 15 goals without getting scored on in ranked solo duel. Now, here I was. I wasn't expecting much to happen. Like I said, it was late at night or early in the morning, depending on how you look at it, and I just wanted to play a few games of solo duel because I'm sick and twisted, and for some reason prefer solo duel to any other game mode. And this is our victim of the story. I'd like to clarify ahead of time that I haven't played ranked solo duel in quite a while, but the last time I played, I was around Champ 2 or Champ 3, so for this match, I got paired up with someone who's Champ 2 in solo duel. So this player is not a bad player. To get Champ 2 in solo duel is definitely something that's tough. But maybe they were having a bad day. Maybe they were distracted. After all, it was 5 a.m. at the time. The match starts off, and I decide to fake the kickoff. It gets passed beautifully to me, and I do whatever that is called. Now, the opponent was pretty far from getting the save, but that's because they missed mid-boost. It's a simple mistake, but it is solo duel. One goal isn't the end of the match. But with a 1-goal lead, I decided not to do anything too fancy, so I went for a normal kickoff, which I won. I grabbed the boost and got a nice little air drag that went a little too far to the left, and I ended up slapping it right into the wall. But as the opponent rushes back for the clear, I take my time and I decide to ruin his life. This is most likely the moment that this poor soul got tilted. Even though it was only 2 goals in, I was feeling it. Everything felt good, and I felt like I was one with my car, one with the ball, one with the pinch. Most everything felt good. I got a nice little play off the wall that went right over the opponent's head, and the score was now 3-0, and only about 40 seconds had gone by. This player was getting nervous, and they made it a little too easy to capitalize on some open nets. A few more decent plays happened here and there, but there was never much of an attempt on my net. I got a nice little wave dash that somehow faked him or made him whiff, and by now, it was 8-0 with half the game still left. He was tilted, and I'll admit, I was nervous, because I knew that if I kept myself from getting scored on, it was free content. Finally, the opponent sends the ball off the wall, and it actually goes on net. I half expected myself to whiff, because I honestly wasn't ready for a shot like this out of the blue. Luckily, I did save it. I take it up the wall, and the opponent accidentally own goals? I assume they were attempting to shove the ball away from me, and in doing so, they did my work for me? Thanks, buddy. By now, it was 9-0, going on to 10 goals, with a minute and a half left. I wasn't sure why this person was still playing, but I respect it. So, with the final goal of this match, he finally decides to leave. But why? So many questions unanswered. What was his thought process throughout the match? Why did he wait so long to leave? Did he think he could make the greatest comeback in the last minute? How was I popping off like this at 5 a.m.? Why was I still up at 5 a.m.? What is time but a concept? Do woodpeckers get headaches? Do aliens exist? And probably the most important question, why do drive-through ATMs have Braille? What, you got some blind drivers driving around? Was this opponent blind? All questions we may never know. But with 11 goals to 0, with 1 minute remaining, he packed his things up and left. Bruised, beaten, and probably going to bed. Which, admittedly, I probably should have done as well. But, DFH Stadium. Our next map. Our next opponent. Steven. Steven was unaware that a murder just took place, and I was holding the bloody knife. Oh, damn. That's some good writing. That's some spooky Halloween writing right there. With guilt all over my face, I knew that I had to cover up what had just been done 1 game prior. And the only way to do that was to destroy the remaining witness. See? This turned into a spooky story. That's not bad. I will say, Steven was much less tilted than the player before, but I was also feeling on fire. Immediately, I tackle the ball and score off of a 50-50 that went in my favor. But Steven was keeping up. He was way more of a challenge. Already, there were 2 attempted shots put on my net. So I'll admit, I was nervous. But realizing I had a total of 13 goals now without being scored on, I went for the kill. The unstoppable shot. An air drag bump thing. Steven was looking a lot more tilted after this, so I was able to put an easy goal on net and keep my streak alive. And Steven was not having it. He was ready to attack, and he got close. He shot the ball on net, but I was not about to have my streak end just yet. I saved the ball in a glorious fashion because this streak was continuing as... Oh, wait. No, that was 15 goals. Yeah. That was the end of the streak. Then I got scored on. So, that is how I scored 15 goals without getting scored on. If there's a moral to this story, it's that you should probably just give up when you're behind and you haven't scored any goals. Because if you don't, there's a chance some Rocket League YouTuber might make it into a video and humiliate you to everyone watching. So, quit while you're ahead. Well, in this case, quit while you're behind. Remember to brush your teeth. Always say please and thank you. Don't forget to subscribe. And remember to love one another. Oh, and also, I went on to beat Steven. Sorry, Steven.